Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Culture Shocked, the show where I am literally every day shocked at the culture in America. Today, this morning, if you follow me on Twitter, I posted a video about a young woman who was shot for saying all lives matter. Her name was Jessica Dottie Whitaker. This happened in Indiana around July 5th. And I kind of made a big deal about it because this woman said all lives matter and got shot for it. And it's kind of one of those things where, like, that's all people have to do to get shot is to say something that is an absolute fact. All lives matter. You know, you're saying Black lives matter. You're excluding a lot of other lives there, which doesn't make sense to me at all. So if you're trying to be more inclusive with your statement, you need to kind of say it differently, I would suppose. But getting off track, if you watch that video, it's on Twitter. I'll link it in the description below. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Say a little comment on that video. Share it, please share it, because my main goal with this story is to try to expose the hypocrisy of Black Lives Matter. Because, like I've been saying for weeks, it's not about Black lives. It's about reparations. It's about making the Black culture, whatever culture that may be, the most dominant culture in America. It's about tearing down a system that is supposedly built in white supremacy and all this other nonsense. That's just not true. All of it is based in Marxist ideology that people have been using as a means to try and justify what they're doing. And if you look at the news, if you look at all the cities where Black Lives Matter has been painted on the streets, where police have been defunded, you will see that the most people affected by defunding the police are people of color. And I hate saying people of color because it's just like saying colored people back in the 1940s and 50s. Minority groups are being gunned down at exponentially large rates. So when people say that black people are getting killed by the police, that those numbers are more higher than normal in other races in the country, that's not true, because we're seeing it now. Lack of police equals more crime, which equals more murder in those cities. Minneapolis being ground zero for all this. But I'm getting off topic. If you go back and watch the video about Jessica Whitaker, I made an excellent point how people were so quick to defend George Floyd's death, which, again, is a tragedy. I just want to make that clear. That man shouldn't have died, period. So while so many people are so quick to jump on that bandwagon, they're so quick to unjustify the death of a 24-year-old mom who leaves behind a husband and a child. So the hypocrisy all over the place. So I actually got wind of it today that the march that was going to be held for Jessica was actually canceled due to threats and vile comments from Black Lives Matter supporters of this girl. So the mom of Jessica was literally feeling that this might not be a great idea to have a memorial walk for her daughter. Could you imagine losing a child and fearing that somebody was going to get hurt as you honor the life of your child who was killed or died or whatever may happen? That's incredibly terrifying. So to get this straight, you mean to tell me that you can go and riot cities and march for George Floyd when he died, but a mom who was willing to honor the life of her daughter who was taken from her is a bad thing? It's wrong, right? So I read the story. I went ahead and kind of looked it up, and there was some interesting information there. Yes, okay, there was some exchange of racial slurs going back and forth. But if you go ahead and read the full article, it said that those differences were handled. Those differences were handled. This girl was not killed over saying the N-word. She was not. She was only killed when those three words came out, all lives matter. Then the suspect pulled out a gun, shot her. Now, there's some video footage that was released by the Indianapolis Police Department, and I'll have that link in the description below. It's actually kind of hard to make out what's happening, but if you want to go in there and check it out and take a look, be my guest. Have fun with that. I'll link that in the description below. So the march was canceled. So it kind of irked me a little bit that this mom wasn't able to go ahead and remember her child who was shot. But good news that the mother said no. you know what? No, we're not going to do this. We're going to have the march despite of what Black Lives Matter supporters are doing. And that's how you handle these people. You can't back down. You can't cower in fear at the threats that these people just lastly throw out. Because you know damn well if this was face to face, these people wouldn't have said the shit that they've said. And I have screenshots of it, of what these people said, and I will post it in a video maybe towards the end so you guys can kind of read what they're saying. But it's this disgusting comments, just so disgusting that I can't even say, because it makes me sick to my stomach that actual human beings would say this. Now, if these people just came out and say, yo, we're pure evil, we're just shitty, evil people, I would feel so much better. I think all of us would feel so much better, because the idea that these people are doing something for the greater good just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, this is for the greater good of Black people in America? This? I don't think so. This isn't what it's about at all. So, into the article, the Daily Reformer, rally for Jessica Whitaker, the mother killed for saying all lives matter, is back on after being canceled due to safety concerns. Good job, Mama Jessica Whitaker. Good, great job. Goes on, a rally for Jessica Dottie Whitaker, the young mother murdered after saying all lives matter, is back on after being canceled due to safety concerns over malicious posts from Black Lives Matter supporters. The Walk of Life for Jessica Whitaker is scheduled to take place on July 25th at Military Park on Northwest Street in Indianapolis. On Monday, the organizer, Indianapolis resident Cody Jean Bishop, had canceled the event at the request of the family due to their safety concerns. Now, Cassandra Fairbanks, I don't know who she is, but she's a Twitter checkmark who is in full support of Jessica and her family. At the request of the victim's family, the Walk of Remembrance event planned for the 25th will be canceled. The family doesn't think it's safe, and who could blame them? Thanks for the support that keeps flowing in. Maybe when the current political climate of the inner cities isn't so volatile, we plan said event. This is about respect and safety. Please continue to share your GoFundMe setup for her son, Grayson. We will post any updates as they are released to the public. The following day, Bishop announced that there had been a change of heart and will go on as planned. Looks like we're going to go ahead with the rally, same time and place as originally stated. Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you. Anybody who attends and supports this family. And make sure you're strapped. Because if some Black Lives Matter supporters come out and try to ruin this thing for this girl, hey, make sure you're packing, because better to be safe than sorry. Better to need it and not have it than to have it and not need it. Or, sorry, the other way around. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. There, I said it. All right? So, 100%, I'm happy for these people. I'm happy that this woman is taking the time. I'm sorry, I can't even find my words. I'm so happy that this woman is being remembered for, it's sad. It's a sad story for her to be taken because of something that, again, is an absolute true statement. All lives matter. If you're singling out certain lives, I think when you say all lives matter, that includes Black lives too. But Black Lives Matter isn't about that. It's not. It's about Black people. We are in charge now. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. As Black people, we're in charge. And that's not how this is going to roll. Folks, we can't keep doing this. We're going into another decade. And yeah, 2020 has been absolutely shitty. I'm 100% behind that. You had the coronavirus. You had all this stuff with being locked up. You had George Floyd. You had all these riots and stuff. You had murder hornets. The U.S. government accepted the idea of UFOs. So now those are a thing now, even though we already knew that. So 2020 has just been fucking insane. But we cannot go into 2020 in the next decade, the next 10 years, with this whole mentality. Look, guys, we're Americans. Doesn't matter where you come from. You can be Black, brown, yellow, Asian, Puerto Rican. Doesn't matter. If you are on this soil, you are an American. Okay? And I say that legally, if you're on this soil, legally. So let's stop throwing the blame game. Let's stop pointing fingers at each other and stop saying stupid shit for no reason. Because half the people, how can I put this without sounding weird? I made a tweet today And I guess I'll link that in the description too, naming various groups of people: white, black, Native American, your religious preferences, Catholic, Christian, Buddhist, whatever. I made a list of that. And of all the people to have liked and retweeted that tweet, there was always one, and there's always gonna be one who had something to say. Something negative, of course, who had something negative to say about it. And you know what? I think I might have found this person's weakness. Folks, when people start coming together and unifying themselves, not as white, not as black, not as male, female, not as Christian, agnostic, atheist, not as anything, but as Americans, that literally scares the shit out of people. Because I can say the most unifying shit anywhere I want, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, here on YouTube. And it's going to be one person who's going to say some negative shit. And usually that person is part of the woke squad, and by extension, Black Lives Matter organizations, and maybe even Antifa going further than that. They hate the idea that people are finally waking up to the bullshit that these people have been draping over us for the last 4 years, maybe even longer than that. They're afraid that we're all going to come together despite any kind of differences and fight for our country, for our values, and for our freedom as Americans. So every time you see something that you feel as though is unifying, not as a race, but as a people, as an American people, share it, comment on it, point it out, because these people hate that with a passion. We can't keep going like this, folks. We cannot keep going like this. So this message is for everyone that's out there. Come together. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter your political affiliation, doesn't matter. These people hate when we come together. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm Will at Heroic Studios. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. I will leave all of my sources and these articles in the description below. Please share this video. Please share it. I'm looking to get the message out there that this culture war that is going on right now doesn't need to happen. The people that are out there who are trying to tear this country apart are the people who are afraid of us coming together as a people, as an American people. Because again, doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, where you're from, what religion you practice, if you practice any religion, if you're white, black, Republican, liberal, libertarian, doesn't matter. These people hate unifying. Because imagine if we're all together, we're all unified under one massive just vendetta of being American. These people have nothing to complain about. They have nothing to fight with. That's all I got for you guys today. I will see you guys all on Twitter. Remember, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Have a good Wednesday night.